Hello, my name is Michael Pomphrey, and I'm the director of this TRiO documentary. I'm also the project director for Disabled Student Support Services here at Pikes Peak Community College. This documentary started a little over a year ago with the intention of capturing students' experiences in working with TRiO, as well as the staff's experience in working with those students. Along the way, we'll talk a little bit about the history of TRiO, as well as the history of student support services and disabled student support services at Pikes Peak Community College. And in addition, we'll look at the required services of the grant, as well as the eligibility for students to access services. And then we'll kind of really get into what it is that we actually do to help our students. This documentary is a little over 30 minutes. It can be watched in its entirety, or it can be broken up into 2 segments. So please sit back and enjoy. And if you have questions, our contact information will be at the end of the film. Thank you.
We need TRiO. Folks in Congress want to zero that out of the budget. I think it's so important that all of us as students and as educators to not pit this program against the other, but to hold folks in Washington accountable for investing in education.
Many of them, the students that have no options, they have parents that haven't gone to college. They are, for the first time, have their grade point averages have gone up.
What is the proper role of the federal government in supporting students pursuing higher education in the future and with the reality of today's world?
And I think it's so important that as young people, as voters, as family, your voices be heard.
So we ought to be looking holistically at how to best support and advance the opportunities that students have through career and technical training.
I'm Ed Casada. I am the previous director of the TRiO Student Support Services Project here at Pikes Peak Community College.
My name is Megan Fuller. I am the academic and tutoring coach for TRiO Disabled Student Support Services.
I'm Mike Couillard. I'm the TRiO Student Support Services Director here at Pikes Peak Community College.
My name is Selena Moore Allen. I am a math tutor.
My name is Dr. Christine Chavez, and I am the DSSS counselor.
Sabine Carter, Grant Specialist.
My name is Carrie Riffey, Grant Specialist.
I'm Jennifer O'Brien. I'm the Transition Specialist with TRiO Student Support Services.
There was a realization that students that are low income, first generation, disabled students were performing at lower levels. And so in order to fill in that gap, the federal government created 3 programs, Student Support Services being one of the 3, and that's why we are called TRiO.
We originally had wrote for the TRiO Student Support Services grant back in 1992, and we weren't funded. And so then again we tried in 1996. We thought we had another good grant again. You know, we worked as a team to get the grant off, worked collaboratively with a number of different departments, and it didn't get funded. So the year 2000 rolls around, we got the notice, it came in over a fax, and I realize now that that opening sentence of the grant that was funded was that the call for a Student Support Services project at Pikes Peak Community College is based on the need of our students. And that's what the Department of Education was looking for. You have to really believe in these things to make them work.
It's a myriad of responsibilities, from keeping the budget and some of the administrative aspects of the grant, our annual performance report, to where I would say the rubber meets the road, working with students. That's my favorite part about the whole job.
While I do serve a caseload of students and just try to help them get through their associates, I'll spend a big portion of the fall semester and spring semester arranging campus tours to four-year universities. TRiO programs have a lot of connections at these other institutions that'll help waive their application fee. We'll connect them with advisors in other TRiO programs, other financial aid officers and counselors, so they get a lot of support on our end to help get them transitioned and get them over there so that they're more prepared.
My job here is to work with students to make sure that their mental health is moving along okay and that they're not too stressed out so that they can focus more on their school activities.
I make sure that we follow the grant and all the documents are in order.
So as a grant specialist, I help our program with the legislative and regulations.
I see students one-on-one. I keep track of our tutoring pool.
The requirements of the grant are for us to graduate a certain number of our students and transfer into a four-year school. We're actually measured by that on our annual performance report. 2/3 of those students will be
First generation, low income and disabled students.
If they need help with tutoring, then we can help them get tutors. If they need help with counseling, we have counseling.
It's a great opportunity to really feel connected on campus and to get that support that you need that you may not be able to get at home.
I think we're helping students realize that they have the potential within themselves to be scholars. How do you go from being mom, a dad, a soldier to being a student? And what does that entail? We draw it out of them. We help them recognize that they can be successful in an academic setting. Whatever their goals are, they can achieve those goals, and we just help them along the way.
One of the things that I thought that was really nice about being in TRiO, we actually have more than 15 minutes to talk about a problem.
One of my favorite stories is about a young man that came out of a very dysfunctional family situation. My favorite part with him is that he developed, not only as a student, but he also developed a great deal as a person, as a leader. So he's totally changed his path from where he was before.
Very first student I ever saw was a completely blind student. So it was not only my first experience as an advisor, but as a TRiO student support service member. And he came in very intimidated. Obviously this was a whole new experience from him. He had had a lot of support in high school. We had to really reach out and see who we could work with and partner with to make him feel like he could do this. He could navigate the campus by himself. He could go to classes. He could, do everything that a normal student could do with math, Excel, with his science classes, with English, and with reading.
Sometimes we come into college with these certain expectations of what we're going to achieve or what we can't do or we're never going to make it through. And just seeing students be able to work through all of those doubts and fears and come out on the other side and like, I did it, is amazing. It's even as a student, I remember when I came through, I never thought I would do it. And I was so thankful just to have people around me that were supporting me the whole time. Now I get to be a part of that support system.
I would say the most gratifying thing is probably the gratitude. People come here, and a lot of the times they've tried a lot of other places, but they haven't quite gotten the help that they were hoping to get, and then they come here and we just happen to be able to get them what they were looking for and just almost see like relief on people.
I love what I do, so that's why I'm here. And it's about giving back to others and seeing their success. It's all about the student's success.
Whenever you get to watch them walk across the stage, they just feel accomplished. They come back and they want to hug you and thank you and just say, I couldn't have done this without you. So that's always been something that is just so meaningful and makes our jobs worthwhile.
The challenge is, trying to reach out to students that need our help.
And it's easy to make judgments about students when they come through the door. They've got a lot of things going on. The odds are against them.
A lot of times we'll see just high levels of stress, which tend to bring out a lot of times depression, anxiety.
Students are overwhelmed or it's hard for them to come in for their appointment.
They might have a number of different issues at home. They might be homeless. They might not have the time to spend with their studies. They might be full-time employed. They might be a full-time student, and they might have 2 or 3 kids at home.
And they are, coming to class and trying to deal with regular life.
Just talking to them and providing answers for them
can take that pressure off of them so that they can focus more in school or on their homework and tests.
But you see them pull it off though. And you see them come through the door maybe 5 years, 10 years later, they're working in their field. Often what happens with students that I've met over time is that if things don't work out well for them first time around, it's not the end of the world, because the college will still be here and we'll still be here to serve them when they come back.
Every semester we go over goals with the student success plan.
We help you get to your next goal. We help you try to and set those goals, achievable goals.
We help them with time management, career planning,
Advising, mentoring.
We provide tutors.
Last semester we had computer science, zoology, math, English,
Philosophy, history,
and public speaking.
We help with motivation, transferring. If you want to transfer, we help you find money to support that transfer.
And we did some financial aid based workshops. We did a kind of a group scholarship application.
Those are things that we always envision students having access to.
My name is Jean Sells. My official job title here at Pikes Peak is Debt Default Management Advisor. I had graduated with my 2-year degree from Pikes Peak Community College, and I happened to meet with an advisor, a TRiO advisor with the Southern Colorado Educational Opportunity Center is what they were called at that time. Soon after I got enrolled with CSU Pueblo, I interviewed for a work study position with TRiO, and I stayed with TRiO as a work study for several semesters. It took me quite a few years to graduate, but I was the first in my family to graduate with my 4-year degree.
I was a first-generation college student that came to college at the age of 33. The advisors really helped me through life challenges that I was experiencing at the time. I used a transfer specialist to help me graduate and transfer to Colorado College. I graduated, and then when I had the opportunity to come back and was offered a position here, I just jumped on the chance to get back to the college that helped me get my start.
I have found no job that means to me what this job does. I tell people that this job is a role that allows me to live out my personal mission statement and be who I am. I love what I do.
I think one of the biggest things with our students is that they think that going to class is enough. I go to class, I do the homework, I'm participating, and you have to communicate in class, and most students don't realize that.
What happens is a lot of folks underestimate how much time it takes to be in school. Often, sometimes students sign up for a full load. I have to have a full load for financial aid. Now I'm working full time, and I've got 2 or 3 kids. And that's a recipe for the odds being against you as well, too. You know, you want your successes to build on each other. It is true, for every hour you spend in class, you're looking at maybe 2 or 3 hours a night working, doing homework, and work with other students as well too. That really speeds up your learning process. That really strengthens and deepens your learning.
I think the greatest thing that students can do for themselves when getting into any college is to find out what services are offered on campus. They can do that by asking a multitude of people. They can start by even admissions. Admissions can tell them what kind of services the campus offers, as well as campus life or student life.
My biggest advice to students would be to seek out resources as soon as they get onto campus. Looking and seeing what is available, where tutoring services are, where disability services are, what's available in career planning and advising, what services like TRiO exist.
Word of mouth, I find, is probably one of the best ways for students to get to know about the different services.
Those students who continually meet with their advisors on a regular schedule, whether it be once a week or once every other week or what have you, those are the students who do well and go on to succeed and transfer or graduate.
Ask other students. They will tell you the truth. They will tell you their experiences, and then it also helps you connect with other students. Making friends in college is something that'll help your mental health, and you can keep these friends for a lifetime.
The biggest advice that I give over and over again is pursue your dreams.